All right, the Seattle Seahawks make a sneaky good move that you got to give them credit, and we'll talk all about it. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel fully dedicated to teams that just don't get the love nationally, just kind of get overlooked by the national media. And so we've been on the Seahawks for a couple of years now, and it's been fun kind of following them. And as a team, we just kind of root for. I know they're in the NFC, we shouldn't be, but we kind of do. So here's what they did, and it's near and dear to our hearts because what you did is you're looking for a new offensive coordinator, and you did the smart thing by going after the Detroit Lions offensive line coach, Hank Fraley. And let me just zoom this out so we can see it a little bit better. But this is really good for a couple of reasons. I'm going to break it down. Number one, Hank Fraley has been with the Lions for 7 years. He's coached the offensive line. That's one of the best in the NFL. They're ranked third in PFF and run blocking. Just the stats, you could go on and on about the stats. I think they've got Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery have rushed the ball almost evenly. Jahmyr Gibbs has taken over now a little bit more, but the point is they each have 1,000 yards. They catch the ball out of the backfield. They move the ball. They have explosive plays. They have chunk plays. They have really good yards per carry. You can go on and on. And he's got 4 Pro Bowlers in Frank Ragnow, Penei Sewell. A lot of really good things. Okay, but that's one thing. But I think here's what would be awesome for the Seattle Seahawks is you would improve your offensive line. We'll get to that in just a second, showing some numbers on the offensive line. It's just like, that's not good. You cannot win the National Football League with a really bad offensive line. Seahawks had that, which then we'll get to that in a second. I don't want to go off on that. But what would Hank Fraley do? And I think this was just an excellent move by the Seattle Seahawks because if you're a Lions fan, you know about Hank Fraley. If you're not, you don't really know about him. But you would improve your offensive line almost overnight. But more importantly than that, he has been under Ben Johnson, who we all would agree is just doing things that we have never really seen. The numbers that you see out of the Detroit Lions are right up there with the 2013 Broncos, that Peyton Manning, the 2007 Patriots, like historic, right up there with the all-time offenses. So he would have just kind of a core of what Ben Johnson likes to do and how he thinks through the game, which is, I think, outstanding. The second thing is he's got the Dan Campbell aggressiveness, new age football, and he would know and want to do that. What is the new age football? Here's what it is. If you haven't watched the Lions say, we have the ball. We're not going to give you the ball. Now, if you take it from us, then you can have it. It's almost like literally backyard football. It's our ball. So on 4th and 3 at midfield, we're not just going to punt it to you. Why would we do that? We are holding the ball. And I know that sounds just like elementary, but that's how Dan Campbell has approached it. And so he has desensitized his coaches, his team, the fans on these 4th downs. Because it used to be like, oh my gosh, we're going for it. Oh, I don't know. I don't think we should. Let's just punt it. It's like, nah. What are we going to do? Give it to you? Give you the ball? Now, worst case scenario, we give you the ball at midfield. But I'm just going to give it to you. The best case scenario, we keep the ball, churn clock. It's demoralizing on the defense. So you get a coordinator that's just not a guy that can be a really good offensive line. He's got the offensive line. That's the tip of the spear. You have to have a good offensive line. But then you also get the other things that come along with it. If you look, the big questions, if you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, are as follows. Can the offensive line improve? It better. Geno Smith threw more passes under duress this season than anyone else in the NFL. He finished 5th in the NFL in completion percentage above expectation, which is a next-gen stat. The Seahawks appear to have one sure thing in 2025. That's Charles Cross. Other than that, they need to look at center, guard, and improve this thing. So think about this, you won 10 games with a bad offensive line. You ask any coach, hey, you could have one unit be really good. That's all you get. They'd say offensive line. Everyone's, well, I guess offensive line. Is it have the worst offensive line? Clearly not good. So PFF, Here's what PFF has to say. The Seattle Seahawks rank 31st in offensive line play. Best player, Charles Cross. But it's just like constant movement. You got Connor Williams retiring. 30 seconds, the Patriots. Right? Go to the top. I mean, it's not rocket science. Eagles, good team. Broncos, Buccaneers. Find a bad team with a good offensive line. Bills, Lions, Packers, Chiefs, Panthers. Okay, there we go. So at number 8, you have the Panthers, who we all kind of agreed they really showed fight and really a lot better than they were at the beginning of the year. But Panthers, Ravens, Commanders, Falcons, Colts. So you kind of get 12 is when it's like, all right, you're not a great team and you get my point. After that, I mean, bad. Vikings, good. Jags, bad. You get it. You cannot be bad with a good offensive line. It's hard to do that because you can run the ball, you can protect your quarterback, you can churn clock, you can do explosive plays. And so what a great move by the Seattle Seahawks to figure out, hey, we need to go. Everyone wants Ben Johnson. We're not going to get him. He's going to be a head coach somewhere. Oh my gosh, we can get the Lions offensive line coach. We should go after the Lions running back coach. I don't care. Let's do what they're doing. And that is creative play call, situationally outstanding, run the ball, offensive line's great, and be aggressive. The days of punt and play defense are over. I really do. And they might come back when everyone gets too aggressive. And it's like, well, I better just punt it. That's the beauty of football. It comes and goes. But we cannot just sit here and play bad offensive line, punt it away. It's just it just doesn't work. And what happens? You see it. The Seahawks are fighting for everything. They still finish with 10 wins, but it's just not enough. And all it takes, which is crazy, is one more divisional win the Seahawks would have been in, or just one more win, I guess they would have been in. But you get my point. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Excuse me, the comments. I think it was a great move to bring him in, have these discussions, and try to figure out, is this who we want to move forward with versus, I don't know, that hot shot name. I don't know, right? You know what I'm saying? Like offensive coordinator. It's like, let's just get back to basics. Offensive line, a guy knows the offensive line, knows how to run the ball, and he comes from a really good organization that's been winning through their offense. Honestly, the Lions defense holding up good, but the offense has been what's really carried them. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.